Well, this beautiful national stadium is an international hit with the athletes, and the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics track and field program is off to a flyer, really. Welcome to Tokyo and to the Olympic Stadium, where another session of high excitement and top-level performances surely await us. Not one event has failed to entertain us so far, and this evening we can look forward to throwing and long jump events in the field and another 5 finals on the track. The world record holders are here in the men's javelin and club throw. The women's 1500 T13 final promises to be a classic battle of strategy and endurance, and we'll see if anyone can run under 11 seconds in the men's T38 100 final. So these games seem to have come up with the right mix of intense competition and the sheer joy of participation. The athletes should take great credit for what we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's hard to work out, isn't it, where the best action is going to come from in this session, and whether it's going to be on the track or whether it's going to be in the field. So much to pick from, and that women's 1500 metres T13 final you mentioned that's going to get underway first on the track is going to be an absolute belter. The world champion El Adrissi of Morocco goes up against the Paralympic champion, the Paralympic record holder for the T13 category in Boussad of Tunisia. 41 years of age and still going strong, having won gold in 2008 and in 2016. We work our way through the T38 men's final. The former champion Evernote Hannan, the European champion Thomas Yang, and Zhu Dening, the world champion, goes in that one. And the Commonwealth Games European champion, world champion, Paralympic champion Sophie Hahn hasn't been beaten since the European Championships in Swansea back in 2014. That is one of the events in the T38. So much to look forward to. It is a packed schedule, as you can see coming up on the screen there. Brent Lakatos, one of the men, along with the likes of Prawat Waharam, who's the Paralympic champion, go in the wheelchair category men's 5,000 metres T54 final. And then we work our way through to the end of the evening, and we'll be looking at the women's 200 metres T36 heats as well. That to look forward to on the track, loads to look forward to on the field as well. The men's Javelin Throw F57 getting us underway.
Yes, Lins Nobre of Brazil, the world record holder, he'll be in there. And we've got a small pocket of Kiwi supporters who will have eyes on the women's shot put F37. I have 2 in that final, including Lisa Adams, the sister of, well, field throwing royalty, really, Dame Valerie Adams. I might actually have seen a little shot of her before. It's a bit hard to tell under a mask and a hat, but we understand she's around. But it's 31 degrees and 53% humidity, and if that 4 kilometres an hour of wind is really around, I'm not really seeing it. The windsock, it looks very sad and inactive. But it's been another hot day, but we think the weather is about to back off a little. But as we've said right from the start, it hasn't worried the athletes. They've given us stellar performances, and we expect more of the same this evening. We'll have 2, 4, 6, 8 victory ceremonies. Lots of emotion displayed by the athletes, of course, in those. So getting ready in the women's shot put F37 area, but the first event that should get underway is the men's javelin F57. And then we'll be into some racing with the women's 1500 T13.
Club throw F32 final going out as well. There's an interesting story I'm sure you'll regale us with at some point about how the clubs that they use were come to be in this competition.
Yes, local high school kids were brought in to manufacture those. They learned how it was done, and there were 20 of them made, some with slightly different shaped handles, but all within the specifications of the weight and length. So Poland will be well represented this evening in various events. But the F57 men's javelin field about to be introduced. There's 12 in that final men's club throw. The women's shot put will also be getting underway fairly soon. So we're just coming up to almost 7 o'clock in the evening. There are our Kiwi friends hoping for a good result in the F57. Have Caitlin Dorr as well as Lisa Adams in that final. There'll be strong opposition though from the Chinese competitors Mi Na and Li Yingli. There are the weapons, not used as such, but not in competition. And the men's javelin throw. Yes, a field of 12, as I mentioned, come from all parts. Liberia, India, Cape Verde, Mexico. Batista dos Santos, the world record, 42.74 in the F56. F57 is 49.26, and that belongs to Linz Nobre, who's in the field. This is the starting order. Linz Nobre will go up 10th. And of course, then after the first 3 throws, presuming he makes it through to the second half of the competition, they go in reverse order, with the strongest going last.
F57 category to do with limb deficiency or leg length difference, impaired muscle power or impaired range of movement. It's at the higher end of that category, so at 51 will be the most impaired of that category. 57, which this one shall be in the javelin throw, is the least impaired.
Hadari from Azerbaijan, second at the 21 European Championships. Amanola Papi, Islamic Republic of Iran, won the javelin at the 17 Worlds. And here he is, Linz Nobre, 29, from Brazil, 4th in Rio, won the 19 Worlds, 49.26. And holds the F57 world record. Mohammed from Damascus in Syria was 6th in Beijing and 7th in London. He's been around for a while then. Jokenbek Odilov, 21-year-old from Fergana in Uzbekistan. Jimenez Reynoso, 37-year-old Argentina. Personal best of 38.78. And from Vietnam, Ngoc Hong Chiao from Ho Chi Minh City was 3rd in Rio, 4th in London. Soufa Diouf from Senegal, lives in Italy, 7th in Rio, 4th at the 15 Worlds. Barajas from Mexico, 31 years of age, 5th at the 19 Worlds. Fernando Semedo from Cape Verde, personal best and season best of 32.68. Ranjit Bhatti, 24-year-old from India, personal best of 33.81. And Thomas Mulbart from Liberia took up the sport in 2018. And there is our field for our first field event, if you will. Linz Nobre looks the part, doesn't he? World record of 49.26. Pattern has been in these throwing events that quite often the best throws come out early. It's not universal. We've had winning throws come in the last attempt, but it seems when the energy is there and the adrenaline's there right at the start, they pull out some big throws that are hard to beat. So just ticked past 7 p.m. local time. Thomas Mulbart. From Liberia. So the highlight for him was taking part in the Grand Prix event in Tunisia this year. Personal best of 12.27, so he's not going to match it with the more experienced and stronger throwers. He's only come to the sport very late. We have athletes in the F56 and F57 category. Mulbart, looking down the list, is the only F56 competitor.
Important to remember too in this category that the club throw and the seated javelin, that the backside and the hips have to stay down, hence why that foul was called.
Sokal of Poland, Rio gold medalist, is in this field for the men's club throw F32. Field of 10. Sokal will go up 6th. Algeria, Oman, China, Tunisia, Poland, Czech Republic, Greece, and the Russian Paralympic Committee represented here. Alexei Cherkin on our far right there, the 23-year-old from Novocherkassk. 5th at the 21 European Championships. Personal best of 31.16. Athanios Konstantinidis, 51-year-old from Greece, 2nd in Rio, 4th at the 19 Worlds. Balaz, 42-year-old Algerian, 3rd in London, 36.31. 4-time world champion. Patasek Serbis, Czech Republic, lives in Prague, 5th at the 17 Worlds. Maybe we should make Sokal the favourite. He is the world record holder with 37.19, a 33-year-old from Poland, 1 in Rio with 33.91. Abdenas Safaidi of Tunisia, 4th in Rio, personal best of 33.40. Walad Farha, 2nd at the 2019 Worlds, personal best of 33.68. Now, Liu Li, China having a great games. Can they sneak something in this competition, the men's club throw? From Tangshan in China. Masiki, 30-year-old from Oman, 4th at the 2017 Worlds, personal best of 31.93. And from Algeria, Ahmed Mehideb, 7th at the 19 Worlds, personal best of 20.79. He's holding one of those clubs created by high school students of Tokyo. So they start that competition early because it takes a while to get through. As athletes learn to be patient with their particular event and their restrictions and impairment that necessitates a fairly slow and careful competition, but we'll get there. Ahmed Mehedeb. You get a couple of warm-up throws. Takes his club of choice. been another foul. I think he's connected with the netting. See, might still be in warm-up stage though.
There's two ways for the club throw as well. You can do it from that seated position there, or you can do it with your back away from the netting and then over your head. So there's two ways in which you can do it, whichever is most comfortable for the athlete.
Quite a challenge for the athletes with diminished body control to get it into the arc. See a few foul throws for sure. And if I could just get a little closer to her accreditation, I'm pretty sure that's Dame Valerie Adams. And so we're delighted to have her here. She'll be watching her sister with intense interest. It's like being coached by a brother or a sister and keeping the relationship on track. Plenty of people have tried it and mostly succeeded, I'm sure.
Irish contingent in as well, as Greta Strimikita will go in the women's 1500 metres, T13, which on cue sees the athletes about to head onto the track. Some long-standing records there, but records are made to be broken, and loads of them have been. So 12 taking part in this women's 1500 metres T13 final. Mixture of T12 and T13, visual impairment category. You'll notice that some of the athletes opt to run with guides. There are 5 T13s in this and 7 T12 athletes. Samaya Boussaid, the Paralympic champion of Tunisia. Paralympic record holder for the T13 category as well. Greta Strimikita of Ireland, she's had the fastest time this year and a PB of 4:29.33. We'll see her up among the medals possibly for the European champion. El Adrissi of Morocco, the world champion, with gold in Dubai back in 2019. Tunisian, Morocco flags, Mexican flags as well. They're all in this one. Nixu of Ethiopia, the 21-year-old, her first major championship. She won her heat. That lady there was impressive as well. Liza Corzo, the 18-year-old, at her first major championship from the United States of America. Greta Strimikita, the two-time European champion at this event. Versus Oyeka, who took bronze back in 2013 in Lyon. Ednusa de Jesus Santos, bronze in the marathon in 2016. 45 years of age. She certainly doesn't look it. Miriam El Nouri, fourth in 2012 in London, silver in 2013 in the World Championships for the Moroccan. Zatova, her senior debut came at the 2012 European Championships. And the bronze in the 2019, the Pan American Games. Francie Orcio will go with a guide in the T12 category she's in. There is Menigsu of Ethiopia. She looked ever so impressive in her semi-final. El Adrissi, the Moroccan reigning world champion. Lifetime best of 4:34.17. Samaya Boussaid, 41 years of age, gold in 2008 in Beijing, gold in Rio in 2016, the Tunisian. Daniela Eugenia Velasco Maldonado of Mexico. She was the gold medalist at the 2019 Pan American Games in Lima in Peru. And last but not least, Elena Patova, gold in 2004, 2012 as well. She's also a two-time European champion, as well as a three-time world champion. So the official has just said he's not happy there. Someone was just moving a little bit too close. 3 3/4 laps of this quite magnificent Olympic stadium. Can that lady do something special and add the Paralympic title to that world title she won a couple of years ago? Well, as expected, the two main favourites, along with Greta Streamer-Keita, who went out very fast in her heat as well, just going to the front, the European champion, and she's followed closely behind there by Boussaid of Tunisia, and of course El Idrissi, the world champion there, right up the front, and just tracking El Idrissi in the green with the red sash across the front, and Minixu just there on the outside, the Ethiopian, but it is Greta Streamer-Keita who holds the lead at a fairly casual pace as they move down. They'll have 3 laps remaining when they go across the line, with Boussaid and El Idrissi, the Paralympic and world champion respectively there. Minixu has moved up, the Ethiopian, now into 4th place, and just skipped past a couple to get out of that traffic. A little bit more difficult for those running with a guide, because obviously they have to get around people, and it's a bit more of a journey to get around on the outside. And well, there's been a move up to the front, and it's Boussaid in the red there on the inside and the right-hand side of the screen, and El Idrissi, and it's being tracked by Streamer-Keita and Minixu. And those 4 at the moment look like they're going to have a ding-dong battle at the front if it continues like this. The pace is quickening somewhat at the front. El Idrissi, the world champion, and Boussaid, the Paralympic champion, the Paralympic record holder for her category. He's stretching out nicely. A bit of a fall almost there, and Boussaid, she was clipped by Greta Streamer-Keita, but Boussaid managed to stay on her feet, so just one of those racing incidents that happens. And Minixu, though, who has the lead with El Idrissi out in front, and Boussaid's dropped back slightly after that clip on the hills by Greta Streamer-Keita of Ireland. There's a gap now that's opened up of around 5 or 6 metres, and Minixu goes across with 2 laps remaining in this one. El Idrissi up there with her, the lady from Morocco, the reigning world champion, trying to add that Paralympic title to her trophy cabinet at home. And Minixu, I said she looked really comfortable and really confident in her heat, and she's looking magnificent at the moment out with the world champion El Idrissi of Morocco. So Fatima Azara El Idrissi, and it is TG Minixu of Ethiopia. Racing 2 at the moment out the front. They've got around 600 metres remaining. They'll come around and take the bell this time, and it's Streamer-Keita, and Boussaid has dropped back. And Boussaid, after that clip from Greta Streamer-Keita, she seemed to lose her rhythm, lose that feel she had on the track. She was looking very good up there at the front. It just seemed to knock her off her rhythm, though, and in 5th position, it's Liza Corso of the United States of America, working her way up very well there as well. It is Zatova who looks like she's making a run for it. It might be a little bit late as they come around to take the bell. It's El Idrissi who goes across the line with Minixu of Ethiopia, and Boussaid and Streamer-Keita are back in 3rd and 4th respectively. El Idrissi with around 350 metres to go. Boussaid in the gold bronze medal position at the moment, with Streamer-Keita trying to chase her down. But it's the Ethiopian who's made a surge out in front. Minixu, the 21-year-old, her first major championship. She's streaking out in front. El Idrissi is really starting to fall back somewhat now, and Streamer-Keita's making a move to try and get up and the silver medal position. Corso of the United States of America there in those blue shorts and the white hat is chasing down Stream Makeda as well. But it's Menexu to the left of your screen who's out in front, the Ethiopian. She's 50 metres clear and she's coming into the home straight. It's going to be a battle on behind her for the minor places. It's Menexu of Ethiopia. She's got around 50 metres to go, does the Ethiopian, as she heads down towards the line. We'll take a look at the time. It's looking pretty good. It's outside that Paralympic and world record, but Menexu of Ethiopia takes it 4:23.24. The battle's on for silver. It's Corso of the United States of America, and Busai, the Paralympic champion, has settled for the bronze medal. So Ethiopia in first, the United States in silver, and Busai of Tunisia takes the bronze medal. But there is the European champion. She's won the Paralympic gold, has the 21-year-old Menexu of Ethiopia. They're splayed out on the track. What a run for Menexu. Satova made a run for it. She left it a little bit too late, though.
And Corso of the United States, just 18 years of age, a very mature runner, as we noted earlier. Just a quite smart way that she conducts her race, and 24.12 down on the track.
Well, that's Ella Drissi,
she was tripped up, or fell of her own accord, and the officials are just waiting to see if she wants to get up under her own steam or needs some help. She did try to get up earlier. Drissi.
Well, Menexu, the Ethiopian. I thought the European champion, Greta Stream Makeda, was going to get up into the medal places. It wasn't to be for her. Menexu, the Ethiopian, the African champion, is the Paralympic champion. Why wouldn't she celebrate? What a run that was.
It's quite a bit of concern. Menexu, though.
Oppressive conditions at the Tokyo Olympic Stadium and a load of humidity. It is very warm, and sometimes the athletes suffer under those conditions. Never a good thing to see.
It has been absolutely oppressive, and when there's medals at stake, everyone gives absolutely everything they have. And sometimes more than what they have. That's possible, but you know what I mean. Plenty of medical staff in attention. I'm just not sure, Tolson, whether she fell out of distress or tripped initially.
I think the conditions are really difficult to deal with, and
yeah,
sometimes your body can go into spasm. That was the point where Menexu made her move, and well, Ella Drissi couldn't do much about it. Menexu is the Paralympic champion. A stunning performance. She looked really strong in her heat. She did that calmly. She managed the race in her heat, and she's managed the race in the final as well. Such maturity on the running track for a 21-year-old. Ethiopia have a Paralympic champion.
Got the field for the F57 women's shot put, and Lisa Adams owns the world record of 15.50. I wonder if the Paralympic record might go today. field of 8, bookended by the 2 Kiwis, Caitlin Dorr and Lisa Adams. Eva Datinska of the Czech Republic, Venezuela, Iceland, China, Russian Paralympic Committee, all represented in this one. Caitlin Dorr, 25, originally from Christchurch and living in Dunedin. Smiling presence around the shot put. Seventh at the 19 World Championships. Personal best of 10.04. Studied at Otago Polytechnic in Dunedin. He's right-sided hemiplegia, so she throws left-handed. And Dorr gets the first attempt away. Getting a little bit of advice from the stands. Co-coached by John Eaton, a New Zealand-born Australian Paralympian, who's doing fantastic work with New Zealand throwers. Worked on both sides of the ditch, as we call it down there. Eva Datinska, Czech Republic. Was third in Rio and London and Beijing and Athens. So she'd like a different result, but what experience she brings to this. Out towards 11 meters. Personal best of 11.32. Not 100% happy. It's not easy for us to convey to you just how trying the conditions are. It hasn't bothered the throwers too much. We've had a slew of world records go in javelin, shot put, discus. From Venezuela, Cohen-Epiu.
Has to be plenty of chalk being used as well, because it's so humid that your hands, you rub them together and it just feels like you've got water on them. So if you see the athletes with so much chalk on their hands, that's part of the reason why.
Personal best of 10.23. Slides across the ring, and a really modest first throw, to be fair. Work away into the competition, we hope. And 9.13. Maybe that's telling yourself to do a bit better. Now, Bergen Edelstein-Detier, 20-year-old from Reykjavik. Second at the 2021 European Championships with 8.76, but a personal best of a little better than that, 9.10. Measuring done these days so quickly. No need for the old tape. And 9.57, so that's a new personal best for Edelstein-Detier. Mr. Adams applauds the effort. Now, Mina, a 35-year-old who won in London with 12.20, was second in Rio, 13.73. That's a personal best for Mina. So she should be one of the challengers here. Oh, is she what? And sends out a big one first up. Well past 13 meters, closer to 14. Remembering 13.73 is a personal best. She's got to be around that. Well past the 13-metre tape. Brings a lot of experience to this competition. 13.67. Oh, just short of a personal best, but a good start. Irina Vertenskaya, 36-year-old from Moscow. Just shy of that 13-metre area. Vertenskaya was third at the 2015 and 2019 Worlds. 12.78. That's actually a personal best for her. It was 12.50 prior. So promising starts from a couple of athletes here. We've got two to come in this first round. Li Yingli, the 23-year-old from Shenyang, second at the 17 World Championships. Personal best of 13.48. And she too gets just past that 13-metre tape. Lovely balance, composure. And a 13.13 into second. Goes over for a bit of advice. And now the much anticipated arrival of Lisa Adams, 30 years of age. Won the 2019 World Championship with 14.80. And there we go. That looks like it's the leading throw straight up from Lisa Adams. Straight down to business. Lots of elevation, lots of strength. Just pull that left shoulder out of the way, let the right arm do the work. Doesn't mind that one. It's a bit of advice coming from Dame Val in the stands, I'm sure. 14.36 and straight into a healthy lead. Second attempt from Caitlin Dorr. That's telling you now that that's a new Paralympic record set by Lisa Adams. So she's overtaken the mark from Francesca Liebhardt from Rio. Caitlin Dorr. Had a first attempt of 8.57. Looks a little bit of improvement in that. And 8.99. Well done. Now, Datinska had a 10.71 to start. It's not quite as far with her second. Must be a good luck chain, that one. I'm not sure why you'd wear one in the shot put when the shot's got to rest under your chin, but she doesn't like to compete without it, clearly. And we understand a lot of athletes have got those little superstitions. And Datinska a foul with her second. The very vocal Koenepu. .913. She wants to improve upon. Personal best just over 10 metres, and she's a bit shy of that, I think. Not lacking for effort, though. Out of the first round and early stages of the second, we've got 6 athletes who've either set personal bests or season bests and a Paralympic record. Now, Adolf Steiner, personal best for her in the first round. She's 20 years of age, makes her the junior in the competition. Drives it hard across the circle. Just maybe needed to get a little more under it. And she stepped out of the circle. Oh, that's a nasty fall. She's all right. And the Kiwi competitors checking on her welfare. She's okay. Tough cookie. Mina, 13.67. Good first throw. She's in second place. Can she put some pressure on Adams early in this competition? Again out over 13 meters. 13.73, her best. She did win in London with 12.20, so the distances have improved a fair bit in the last 9 years. 13.52, 2 solid throws to start. Vertenskaya, 12.78. That's a personal best. Gee, they've started this competition well. And the F37 shot put. Vertenskaya really does get under it well. Maybe could translate a little of the altitude into longitude. That's a good throw though. 12.02. Li Ying Li next, and then we'll have the second throw from Lisa Adams if we get back there. I hope we do.
There's the winner of the 1500 metres women's T13, Ethiopia's Meningsu. 21 years of age, lifetime best for her. Liza Corso, 18 years of age, a lifetime best for her. And Busai, the former champion, in third position. Next up on the track, it's the men's 100 metres T38 final, coordination impairment category. World record and Paralympic record set in Rio in 2016. Eight going in this one. Tunisia's Mohamed Fahad Chida, who took bronze in Athens back in 2004, will go in lane 2. Titania Garcia, 2019 bronze at the Pan American Games. Here's Vicky, who took silver at the European Championships from France. Zhu Dening, the reigning world champion. Zhong Hongwao will go in lane 8. 6th in the Rio Games in 2016. Jozvitsky, 11.30, his qualifying time. Thomas Young of Great Britain, what a revelation he's been since he came in 2018. He's got some style as well. Has the European champion. Zhu, who's the reigning world champion, who took gold in the Asian Para Games will go in lane 5. Evernote Hannan, who won gold back in 2008 and also backed that up again in London in 2012. He took silver in Rio 2016. So we have the world champion, the former champion, a European champion, and the man who won gold in the javelin on the opening day of the para-athletics. If that doesn't get you going, I don't know what does. A field that is absolutely stacked with talent and class. T38 coordination, impairment category, the men's 100 metres final. That man, the European champion, Thomas Young. So Cheetah in lane 2, Chisani Garcia in 3, Josvicki in 4, Zhu in 5, O'Hanlon in 6, Young in 7, Zong in 8, and Lemos Rivas in lane 9. Away they go, and a very good start indeed by Thomas Young of Great Britain. Evernote Hannan's catching up to him, but looking very good in the middle of Zhu Dening. Thomas Young got it of Great Britain? Young has got it. I think Zhu has just held on for silver, and O'Hanlon in 3rd. But a time of 10.74, I think it was, there across the line for Thomas Young. He's picked up his first ever Paralympic gold. A new European record of 10.94. For Thomas Young. I think Zhu may have just held on to pick up the silver medal. Evernote Hannan, the former champion, looks like he's picked up another bronze. But Thomas Young, he got off to a decent start. Hannan looked like he had the measure of him. Zhu was coming through, but Thomas Young just kicked again, and he's picked up a Paralympic gold.
Well, Thomas Young in his heats made an absolutely scorching start. Not quite so quick out of the blocks this time, and Hanlon made quite a good start, but he's got the overall pace, Thomas Young, and the acceleration. It's a great tight finish.
I thought for a moment he might have matched that mark set by Hu 5 years ago. He's congratulating everyone. There's the former champion. As far as the champion of the moment goes, it's that man, Thomas Young, in the foreground there. The Australian vest was Evernote Hannan, who had won this title twice. Zhu, the world champion, just wasn't good enough. Well, they all got off to a pretty good start. At that point there, it looked as if Zhu in the middle had the makings of it. But Thomas Young kicked again, the double European champion, and he found the extra he needed in that last 20 or so metres. He hit the sport running back in Berlin in 2018. Picked up a European gold then. He backed that up in Bydgoszcz in Poland back in June. Silver in 2019 in Dubai. But he's a Paralympic champion. Great Britain's Thomas Young.
He ran across Evan O'Hanlon's line after the finish line, so Evan took the opportunity to give him a clap on the back and say, well done. And what a great finish this was between the three in the middle of the track. And what a determined look on the face of Young. He's not going to let this one slip.
Well, he had some class. He held on. He's always been a good-looking athlete on the track. His style is certainly there, and that's a really close finish, isn't it?
They've given them the same time.
Well, 11 seconds flat. They can't separate them. Normally they go down to thousandths of a second. They can't even separate them on that.
Well, somehow they have. Well, they've at least on our graphics put O'Hanlon third.
Well, there's 3 1,000ths of a second that have separated them. Try and do that on a daily basis, and you'll struggle.
Back to action in shot put. And Li Yingli, 2 Chinese competitors in this final, and she's pushing it out again past 13 meters. Very consistent. Early mark set out by Lisa Adams of 14:36 for New Zealand. Here's the second throw. Walks into the ring with some authority and gets on with it pretty quickly. And well out past 13, so 14 something again, it would seem. Straight up to get the guidance from Dame Val. But at the moment, she's got them covered, but you can't relax. There'll be another 4 rounds. 14:54, comfortably in the lead at the moment. The only one to throw over 14. Everybody in the crowd masked up. One concession to us is that we don't have to commentate with our masks on, and I think as soon as you take the mask off in these conditions, well, she's breaking a rule or two there. It is hard to talk on the phone though with the mask on, but these are the times. A couple of Greek supporters there, I think. And just bring the competition forward and show you the third throw from Lisa Adams. Very consistent and very long. Not worried. She's short of her world record of 15:50 by some amount. But at the moment, she's got the other 7 competitors where she wants them, well adrift of her 15:50 throws. Adolf Steiner falls out of the ring, so that'll be a foul, unfortunately for her. Best of 9:57 was her opening throw. She's having a bit of trouble with balance, which is common in this impairment category. She's thrown a personal best with her first effort of 9:57. Cohen Epiu. So they're now throwing in ascending order into the second half of the competition with their 4th attempt. Best of 9:90 so far for the Venezuelan. Quite expressive. Great to hear, great to watch. The 38-year-old who finished 6th in Rio. And that's the position she's holding at the moment in Tokyo. And 10:16. A season best. Datinska, see if she can improve on that 11:18. right on the ribbon, I think, for 11 metres. It's her 6th Paralympic Games. Did win the 2021 European Championships with a throw of 10.20. She's been 3rd 4 times at the Paralympics. Vertenskaya been pretty consistent in the 12s. 12.50 had been personal best. It looks around 12, doesn't it? She's thrown 12.78 today to lift her personal best by 28 centimetres. So that brings Li Yingli into the ring. We saw Mi Na practicing the footwork. She'll be up next. 13.33, the best so far. And it's shy of 13 metres this time for Li, so there'll be no improvement for her there. In fact, it's a foul. And next it will be Mi Na with a 13.69. It's a 3rd attempt, so foul there for Li Yingli. And if there's anyone for Lisa Adams to be concerned about, it would probably be Mi Na. Looks like we'll be coming back for that. Slight pause in proceedings here. I can tell you that Mi Na fouled with that next attempt. So let's introduce you now to the men's long jump, T63. Field of 10. T61 record and T63 record there. Leon Schaefer, who's in the field today, holds the T63 record of 7.24. He'll be up 7th. So Woods of the USA, Yamamoto Japan, Lassen Germany, Kosuda of Japan, Wagner of Denmark. We've got representatives from the Netherlands, Germany, South Africa. Out comes Aragus Woods, 40-year-old from Gainesville, Florida, who was 6th in Rio. Second in Rio and Beijing. 5th in London, Yamamoto Atsushi. Third in the 200 metres at the 19 World Championships and 9th in the long jump. Lassin. Kosuda Junta from Kumatori also competes in para snowboarding. Personal best of 5.88. Actually, snowboarding's a common extra activity. Daniel Wagner also of Denmark. He actually made it to the Pyeongchang Winter Paralympics 3 years ago. Joel de Jong, 19-year-old from Amsterdam, 2nd at the 21 Europeans. And here he is, Leon Schaefer, probably the man to beat. From Germany, 4th in Rio, but won the 19 World Championships. Zitando Machlangue, just 19 years of age from Pretoria. And Ezra Fretch, the 16-year-old out of Los Angeles, 8th at the 2019 Worlds. He's full of ideas and enthusiasm, and including making opportunities for parasport athletes. And Puseletto Mbote of South Africa, personal best of 484, also runs 200s. Wagner of Denmark, Schaefer of Germany will be between them. We can move back to shot put and keep our eye on the progress of Adams. Fourth attempt. Oh, that's out there. So still looking for the first over 15 meters from Lisa Adams. Somehow that looked a little more effortless, a little better technique. She's not, gives it the little wave. I'm not so sure she's happy with it, but 15.04, I hope you are happy with it. That's a tremendous throw, and well in control of the competition is Lisa Adams. Cohen Epiu. And they're rattling through the latter stages of the shot put now. Cohen Epiu, 9.65 for her fifth attempt, I'm seeing. .10.16 still her best, which was a fourth. Datinska for the Czech Republic steps into the circle. She's sitting in fifth position. 2 attempts to try and get amongst the medals and lands it on the 11. She's had an 11.18 as a best, so I don't think that's an improvement for her, and a foul. So she's shown the red flag. Well, she's chosen not to get that one measured. The throwers will do that if they don't like it. Don't want it recorded. Now, Irina Vertenskaya, a 36-year-old from Moscow. Best throw was the first, 12.78. Not happy. It's well short of her opening attempt. And they know as soon as it leaves the hand whether it's any good, and she's not too happy with that one. 11.06, in fact, it's her shortest throw of the competition. Could be getting a little tired. The conditions are tough. Now Li Yingli is sitting in bronze medal position, fouled with a previous attempt. Best of 13.33, as you see. And she challenged her teammate Mi Na, who's got a 13.69 to be in second. Coming up just short of 13 meters. And there could be some weary arms out there trying to explain to you just how oppressive and close the conditions are. Doesn't seem to be worrying Lisa Adams, who's put in a big fourth attempt. 15.4, 12.80 there for Li Yingli. Mi Na, 13.69. So she's almost 1.5 meters behind Lisa Adams. What's she got? She's already thrown a season best, a personal best of 13.73. She's pretty close to it. Well, that might be right on it. She's thrown another season best. Wants it in advance of 13.69 to do that. Chances of catching Lisa Adams diminishing. 13.43, no, not quite good enough. 13.69, and that brings to the circle once more Lisa Adams, world record holder and world champion. She's just pushed it out past 15. Oh, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. 15:04. She wants to beat to eclipse the 4th attempt. She's really warming up now. Already set a Paralympic record. Turns her head away and goes over for a bit more advice from Big Sis. 15:12, so she's improved again. The men's club throw competition well underway. Oh, big throw from Liu Li. And a 45:39. Goodness me, that's a world record. He's smashed Sokal's 37:19. My goodness, what a throw by 8 meters. Well, the Japanese high school students who made those clubs will want to take some of the credit. That's huge. Actually, only about a third of the way through that competition. We mentioned that the club's throw is a protracted event. We'll see, but 45:39 early on looks, well, impossible to beat, but we shouldn't say impossible. The rest of the field will have other ideas. A couple of Kiwi flags there, waving, well, not waving, but standing proudly. Hoping to get Lisa Adams across the line. I think it's just about a given.
No flags are moving at the moment. Not a breath of air in the stadium.
No.
The women's 100 meters T38 final. We saw the Paralympic record broken earlier in the day, and then Sophie Hahn equaled her own world record and broke the Paralympic record as she was there. Eight to go in this one in lane 2. It's Ella Party of Australia, 4th in the Commonwealth Games back in 2018. Didn't hang around, she wanted to get out. Luca Ekla of Hungary, who took silver in 2019 in the World Championships and also silver in this year's Euros, her Paralympic debut. Olivia Breen, one of the British athletes, 3 in this race. Bronze at the Commonwealth Games and 4th at the last 3 World Championships. Ali Smith, the 2nd of the British. Silver in 2018 at the European Championships. Bronze at the Worlds in 2017. Rhiannon Clark of Australia. Bronze in the 2019 Worlds. Silver at the 2018 Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast in Australia. Lindy Ava of Germany, silver in 2018 at the Euros in Berlin, bronze in 2017 at the Worlds. Jimenez Sanchez of Colombia, major championship debut. She set the Paralympic record before Hahn then smashed it when she equaled that world record of her own of 12 seconds and 38. Commonwealth Games, European, World and Paralympic champion Sophie Hahn, the last out of the 8 that go in the women's 100 metres T38 final at Tokyo 2020. Expect it to be quick. Hardy goes in 2, Breen in 3, Clark in 4, Jimenez Sanchez in 5. Hahn, the favourite, goes in 6. Ava in 7. Ali Smith of Great Britain in 8. And Luca Ekla, who's had an outstanding season, her Paralympic debut from Hungary, goes in lane 9. Hasn't been beaten since Swansea in 2014 at the European Championships. Women's 100 metres T38 final. Away they go, and Hahn gets away to a very quick start, and Jimenez Sanchez on her inside. It's Hahn, and it's Jimenez Sanchez. Hahn is just ahead at the moment. She's going to get there just before Jimenez Sanchez. He holds on. What's the time? 12:42. It's outside that Paralympic and world record, but it's Jimenez Sanchez who pushed her all the way, the Colombian. Sophie Hahn picks up another gold medal at the Paralympic Games. Jimenez Sanchez happy with her silver medal, no doubt. Hahn ecstatic. And in third place, Lindy Ava of Germany has taken the bronze. It was tight for third position. She surely knows it now. 12:43 the time for Sophie Hahn.
Well, Jimenez Sanchez certainly made her work for it. That she just looked like she dwelt on the blocks a little bit. Sophie Hahn didn't get a usual start, but still did enough. But all credit to Jimenez Sanchez, really took it to her. If it had gone another 5 or 7 metres, could have been a different story. But it's 100, not 107.
Jimenez Sanchez got off to a wonderful start as well. She broke that Paralympic record earlier in the day in her heat. Hahn went in the second heat. They came up against each other in the final, and Sophie Hahn will probably admit that's one of the hardest races she's had in a very long time. Jimenez Sanchez was right there on her shoulder the whole way. And it was only really around that 70-metre mark that Hahn just snuck in front and managed to hold out in that last 30 metres or so.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, on that second and third look, she probably finished the stronger, Hahn, over the last 5 metres. But a great start made by Sanchez Jimenez. Looks to have it comfortably here. There's Hahn, and then Sanchez Jimenez digs again. Takes half a metre out of it, maybe a bit more. But the finish line was too close.
And that's how tight it was for the bronze medal. Lindy Ava holding off Luca Ekla. Germany beating Hungary for bronze. She is hungry for more. Sophie Hahn takes gold in the Paralympics in Tokyo 2020. Lifetime bests for Jimenez Sanchez and Ava in second and third, respectively.
Just tidy things up here at the women's shot put F57. See, Li Yingli gets well under that one, but coming up short of 13 metres. She's done her best work at the start of the competition. She had a 13:33 with a second attempt. But a foul and 3 throws in the 12s. Good enough, though, it should be, for the bronze medal. And 12:43, sitting in bronze medal position, and she won't be challenged for that medal, as we've only got 2 left. And her teammate, Mina, needing something out around 15 metres to frighten Lisa Adams. And that won't do it. but it will be a silver for Mina. Good solid competition from her, just the one foul. Plenty of throws in the 13s and a 13.63 to finish in second position. So a pressure-free last throw for Lisa Adams. Well, I can tell you it was another 15-12, repeating the fifth attempt. And so Adams of New Zealand, Me of China, and Lee of China finish in that order. So I think that is gold medal number 2 for New Zealand. Women's Discus F57. And the victory ceremony. So this event held earlier, and a proud moment it was for Uzbekistan's Mahigul Kamdamova. Nassimi Saifi of Algeria was the favourite coming in, and also Brazil's Juliana Cristina da Silva featuring.
Tokyo 2020 Sports Director. Accompanied by Executive Board Member of the Tokyo Organising Committee on the Olympic and Paralympic Games. Bronze medalist representing Brazil. Juliana Cristina da Silva.
Da Silva with a third attempt of 30.49, an area record for her and Brazil. 25-year-old to collect the bronze medal. But a very consistent competition, throwing mainly over 30 meters.
Silver medalist representing Algeria. Nassim
Saifi will come in as favourite for this event as the world record holder and Paralympic record holder. Both those marks still stand, 33.33, the Paralympic mark from Rio 2016. And 2 years ago, She set a new world mark of 35.76, but she couldn't replicate that today. Either of those throws would have got her the gold medal. So changing of the guard in the F57 discus.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Uzbekistan.
So 25-year-old Mogiko Kamdamova. Her first throw was what did it, 31.46. So she's 0.65 of a metre clear of Saifi. Probably thought at the time after that first throw it wasn't going to be good enough. But Uzbekistan starting to pick up some medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Uzbekistan.
Now have 4 gold, Uzbekistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
皆様、パラリンピックメダリストです。
So they'll take a couple of photos with the masks off, and then some with them on, and there'll be interviews and that sort of thing. But the main joy goes to Kamdamova, a 25-year-old from Uzbekistan, taking out the F57 final from Nassimi Saifi of Algeria and Juliana Cristina da Silva of Brazil. Be able to have a quick look at the men's long jump. They've got through one round safely. And Lassin, 670. And for T61, that represents a world record. So we've got T61 and 63 competitors in this field. Daniel Wagner is T63. One of the fancies here. .670, the Paralympic record. And I think it's just gone. That's a mighty jump from Wagner of Denmark. Oh, he didn't have much room left on the board. He gobbled it all up, and it's fair. And yes, he knows it's good. And it's a Paralympic record of 7:07. So he's taken care of Heinrich Popov of Germany's freestanding mark.
Women's 1500 metres T13 victory ceremony, the first track event of the evening session. What a race it was. Ethiopia took the gold medal through Tigist Gezahagen Maniktu, her first major championship for the 21-year-old. She'll be enjoying this moment as the dignitaries are introduced.
Executive Board Member of the Tokyo Organising Committee of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Wonderful design on these Paralympic medals as well. The motifs on the leaves of the fan on them depict the vitality of people's hearts and symbolise Japan's captivating and life-giving natural environment. Bronze medal taken by Samaya Boussard, the former Paralympic champion. She was up near the front for a long period of time, but the last lap just saw her struggle somewhat after she'd been clipped a little bit earlier by Ireland's Greta Stremikita. She managed to hold on for third place. And isn't this a good story? Liza Corso, the 18-year-old at her first major championship. Lifetime best. Paralympic silver medal. Very strong in her semi-final. Very strong in the final as well. For the American. But it was all about Ethiopia.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Ethiopia.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオンエチオピア
Tigist Gezahagen Maniktu.
4:23.24 her time as she accepts the gold medal. And she'll now take her commemorative bouquet featuring the bright colours that help share the medalists' glorious moments of victory with people around the world. Indentations on the medals, and there is braille as well on these Paralympic medals for the visually impaired.
Anthem of Ethiopia.
Time now to pause for the national anthem of Ethiopia. Ethiopia claim the gold medal in the women's 1500 metres T13 visually impaired category. Lady who took up the sport while she was at school. Debuted earlier this year in the Grand Prix event in Tunisia. And is now a Paralympic champion. Another great story coming out of Tokyo 2020. This could provide another great story as well. The men's 5,000 metres T54 final. If you like your racing very fast, you'll get it in this one. Romanchuk and Hug hold the world and Paralympic records respectively. T54 wheelchair category, the strongest of the wheelchair categories. Paralympic champion goes in this Prawat Waharam of Thailand. 3 Paralympic golds he's taken in 2000, 2008 and 2016. If you believe in signs, then perhaps 2024 might be his next one. But he'll be trying to make Tokyo 2020 his 4th gold Paralympic medal. He's also got 2 World Championship medals. The European champion Marcel Hug, who set the Paralympic record in his semi-final, looked very strong holding off Daniel Romanchuk. Romanchuk was in 5 events in Rio, didn't qualify out of the first round in any of them. Watch out for him though, because he's the world record holder. Bit of movement required because there is Romanchuk. He's in the number 10 helmet, which means he has to start on the outside. So a bit of shuffling around, just giving him a chance to get his wheelchair in there. Marcel Hug, Paralympic record set in this semi-final. Hug won gold in 2016 in the 800 metres. He finally broke his Paralympic duck. He's got 23 World Championship records, Marcel Hug. Romanchuk won the 2019 Marathon World Championships. He is one to be watched. Dae Yun Kung, 10th in 2019 at the Worlds. Putharek Konkrak of Thailand, 5th back in 2019. Prawat Waharam, the reigning champion. He's been around for a long time. He's got experience. Home favourite Higuchi Masayuki, who was in 4th position, just missing out on the medal in Rio. Julian Cassely, bronze in 2012 and bronze in the Euros in 2018 and 2021 as well. There is Marcel Hug. Gold already this year at the European Championships in the 8, the 1500 and the 5,000 metres, which is in here. Zhang Yong, bronze medal at the Worlds back in 2019, silver at the Asian Para Games the year before that. Alexei Vyonchuk of the Russian Paralympic Committee, he took silver, his best result in the 2013 World Championships in Lyon. And Brent Lakatos doesn't need much of an introduction. He's the reigning champion in the 100 metres in the Paralympics. He's won World Championship gold over 100, 200, 400, 800. He's also won the London and Berlin Marathon, so he can go at distance as well. So 10 going this one. Expect it to be cagey, expect it to be rather tactical. But as always, the man out in front, Marcel Hug, always likes to take control of the race if he can. Sometimes they might sprint out to a lead and just see if the field will come with them. Sometimes they may just stick there for a bit and let someone else do the work. Waharam's looking quite comfortable in second position. One of the things you do not want to be doing in a sport like this, wheelchair racing, is sitting wide in the track. So it's rare you'll see someone going too wide out for a long period of time, because it's just making them do a little bit of extra work, which they don't want to be doing. Hence Marcel Hug just trying to set the pace out in front. He's a master tactician, is Marcel Hug. He's been around for a long time and he knows what he's doing. He holds the lead at the moment from Waharam. Brent Lakatos, the Canadian, in third position, and yeah, Marcel Hug's just had a look over his shoulder and maybe given the sign to Waharam that you may want to come around and give me a bit of a hand here, because we've got a long way to go. But it is Hug who's still out in front. 35 years of age, Marcel Hug. He lives in Knotville.
Going back to the men's long jump, T63. And one of the favourites, Schaefer. Oh, nice hang time. He's got great technique. He's a world record holder of 7:24. Just throws the chest out and almost sails. What great height. Well, he doesn't like it all that much, though. 6:74. And at the moment in second position. Now Ntando Machlangue. Machlangue, a T61. So double amputee. Oh, that's big. Yes. Machlangue. And a world record here of 6:47 that he owns is under major threat. Not the most graceful landing, but the distance is there. And Machlangue, 7:02, our new world record for his classification. And he's beaten it by half a metre.
Konkrak of Thailand now leads in the men's 5,000 metres T54. They've got around 8.5 laps remaining in this race. His compatriot, the reigning Paralympic champion, Prawat Waharam, in the number 7 helmet. He's just stuck on the outside at the moment, with Marcel Hug in the white with the silver helmet there, just blocking off Waharam. He's sitting 3 wide, is the reigning champion. He won't be hanging out there too long, so he's just having a bit of a rest now, just sitting up there, repositioning himself as they move through with 8 laps remaining. So it is Thailand who leads through Prutharet, Konkrak, but it's not Prawat Waharam, the reigning champion. Brent Lakatos now takes up the running at the front. This will get frenetic in the last 4 laps or so. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. Lakatos is normally a man for the shorter distances, but he does do the marathons as well, so he's quite adept to be able to show that he's got that stamina to finish through. Romanchuk, the American, just sitting second from the back there, who didn't have the greatest of 2016 Paralympic Games in Rio, out in the first round in all 5 events that he was in. But he's a solid character, does motivational speaking, and he knows how to get himself into a winning position, as Marcel Hug just makes a slight break across the line for 7 laps remaining. And Hug is a vastly experienced competitor. He goes out to a quick pace, and as fast as he does that, he slows it back up again. lurking at the back of the field is Machlangue of China. He's been just sitting there, just biding his time at the back and watching what's going on, because they're only spread by around 20 metres or so at the moment, so that's not really much to make up if they do start to get going. Waharam's sitting ominously on the shoulder there of Marcel Hug. But he's been sitting out there for a long period of time. Bjornchuk, we haven't mentioned him too much, in the light blue helmet. They're in 4th position as Hug goes, and Bjornchuk has just put a move on as well to make sure that he doesn't get left behind. But there's no one that's been left off at the moment, although there is a slight splinter at the back, and Romanchuk is part of that, the United States athlete. But at some point, someone's going to have to make a move. Someone's going to have to go. And 9 times out of 10, it's Marcel Hug. But the thing about the Thai athletes is they're extremely strong over these long distances. We've seen the likes of Rawat Tana in the past. Konkrak's in this. Waharam has been there for a long time, since Sydney 2000, winning gold medals at these championships. And he knows what it takes.
The advantage the Thai boys have is that they can really conduct this race as a team. Just occasionally get the feeling that Marcel Hug's getting frustrated with them, that they're not going to take a share of the lead now. Perhaps they will, though.
Marcel Hug likes it when someone does jump out and then sets the pace, and it sort of breaks the field up somewhat, and then he can really try and work out what his game plan is going to be. But at the moment, they're all sort of looking around and trying to work out who's going to be the first to go. You could throw a blanket over the whole field at the moment. When they come around, they'll have 4 laps to go, so it's going to be a race over 1,600 metres in effect, rather than 5,000 metres, because they're all stuck together. Hug out in front. Waharam has been sitting wide, though, for the past 3 or 4 laps, so he's done a bit of extra work. I suspect at some stage he's going to want to either tuck in behind, or he's going to want to get out in front himself. Lakatos has had a little look at the screen as he went past, because they've got those big screens at either end of this magnificent Olympic stadium. So it does give you the option of having a look up there and realising just whereabouts you are. At the back there, number 9, Machlangue, he's been sitting at the back the whole time. He's just rocked back on his heels a few times there and had a bit of a rest and let the wheels run through, and just afforded himself a bit of time, because that's what they've been able to do in this race. It hasn't been remarkably quick up to this point. Romanchuk hasn't exerted much energy. He's second from the back, but that means nothing at this stage. They head across with 3 laps to go. Marcel Hug in first, Waharam in second, Bjornchuk sitting on the inside, and Lakatos of Canada is in 4th position, but nicely placed on the shoulder of Prawat Waharam of Thailand. So Waharam, the defending Paralympic champion, Marcel Hug, the European champion, he broke that Paralympic record in his heat and semi-final going through for this. He's a very experienced campaigner. The longer it goes on, the more things are going to be going through their minds, and they're going to be thinking, who wants to make the move first? It will come at some point, and when it comes, it'll go quick, and everyone else will have to react to it. But Marcel Hug is currently in that top position. The man from Knotville, the silver bullet, also known as Huggy Bear.
Here comes Lakatos. And he's got frustrated with nothing happening out front, and Hug goes with him. And Hug's, I think, tactic with the Thai boys not willing to take a turn in front, where he's just going to push them wide for 3 or 4 laps. And so they did cover some extra territory. But Lakatos now into the lead, and Hug up beside him.
Well, Lakatos is good at those 800-metre races, and that's pretty much what he's done. He's turned this in to an 800-metre race, because they've all been at the same speed throughout. It hasn't been overexertion, and Brent Lakatos is usually a shorter specialist, but Lakatos leads. Hug is on 2nd place, and coming around the outside, it's Romanchuk of the USA who finished 2nd to Hug in his heat, as Romanchuk around the outside, but sitting nicely, it's Brent Lakatos. Lakatos in the gold medal position at the moment, with Marcel Hug back in third. Waharam's boxed in, so it's going to be a bit of a tussle for him to get out from that position. Brent Lakatos trying his best to hold on. He's trying to hold off Daniel Romanchuk there and see if he can pick up a gold medal at the Paralympics over this longer distance of 5,000 metres. Hug's trying to get to the outside. The Swiss Silver Bullet is trying to do his best. He's doing just that. Hug's gone to the outside. Marcel Hug has taken the lead from Lakatos, and Marcel Hug's going to take the win from Lakatos, and it is in third place. It looks like Higuchi Masayuki of Japan. So Marcel Hug has taken the win, 10:29.88. It's not a fast time. It was very cagey throughout, and Marcel Hug is the Paralympic champion over 5,000 metres.
Well, he led for most of the race. If you were weighed up on that basis, he deserves to win. He did all the hard work, Marcel Hug, and he had enough left to run down Lakatos.
Lakatos with the silver medal. Konkrak got the bronze in the end. He snuck over ahead of Romanchuk and Bionchuk. Close for that third position.
I think you summed it up nicely for Lakatos' chances. That a bridge too far, a lap too far for him, but not for Hug.
Marcel Hug, the men's 5,000 metres champion, his second Paralympic medal of gold colour after taking one in 2016 when he claimed the 800 metres in Rio. But Hug got to the outside. He did all the work early. He was waiting for someone else to come with him. He snuck around 2 or 3 wide with around 100 metres to go, and Lakatos did his best to hold on. Lakatos made a move with 2 to go. He tried to turn it into a shorter race because they were all there, and he tried to put the sprint on, which he's very good at doing. Hug first, Lakatos second, and wonderful performance by Konkrak to pick up the bronze medal. Waharam looked like he was in a position for most of the race to try and defend that Paralympic title, but it was that man there, Marcel Hug, who's added to those 3 golds at the European Championships in Bydgoszcz back in June, and he's just continued where he's left off. There's no stopping him. Paralympic record in the semi-final. Now he's the Paralympic champion. That man there with a silver medal, Brent Lakatos. And Thailand, through Konkrak, pick up the bronze.
Well, Marcel Hug just looks like he's built for endurance, doesn't he? He looks the part, and tactically, few can match him. And he had too much left in the tank for Lakatos to stay with him, and he absolutely bellowed as he came across the line. I heard him back in the Swiss Alps.
Well, he's been around the Paralympics since 2004. Didn't have the greatest of luck until 2016. Marcel Hug adds to his 2016 marathon and 800 metre gold. He's now the men's 5,000 metres T54 champion. Lakatos second, Konkrak with the bronze. Well, the Swiss are happy.
A couple of Danes in there too, I think.
There are.
Yeah. They won't be unhappy with how the long jump's going. We'll get back there. Another victory ceremony though. Men's 100 T38.
Well, what a race this was. Champions all over the place. But there could only be one. We had the world champion, Zhu. We had the former champion, Evernote Hannan. And we had the European champion, who's now the Paralympic champion, Thomas Young of Great Britain. The dignitaries being introduced to the crowd with these wonderful medals, fabulous designs with Braille embedded on them so the visually impaired athletes can know exactly what they've got. There are indentations, there are wonderful patterns. And this man will be getting his hands on yet another one. Evernote Hannan, a bronze medal. The former Paralympic champion in 2008 and 2012. He took silver in Rio in 2016. He's now got the full set. He's got bronze. Also completed in the World Championship bobsleigh this year for the Australian team, Evernote Hannan, an all-round athlete.
Silver medalist representing People's Republic of China.
Coordination impairment category to T38. Zhu Dening, the world champion from Dubai in 2019, didn't add the Paralympic title to his resume. But he has a silver medal. And he'll be back in Paris in 3 years' time. Of that, I have no doubt.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Great Britain.
But the gold medalist comes from Great Britain. Thomas Young, his first major championship was in 2018, the 21-year-old. Coached by Joe McDonald. Three European golds earlier this year in the 200 and 100. He added to that 100 title from earlier in Berlin. And Thomas Young is now a Paralympic champion in the T38 100-metre category. As we pause for the national anthem of Great Britain. Thomas Young takes the gold medal. Zhu Dening of China with the silver. And Evernote Hannan on the right of screen there from Australia picks up the bronze to add to his two previous golds and a silver in 2008, 2012 and 2016. But that is the man of the moment, Thomas Young of Great Britain.
Back to long jump action. T63. And Daniel Wagner of Denmark has set the early pace with a 7:07 Paralympic record. Machlangue of South Africa and Leon Schaefer also in medal position. Wagner. Well, that must be close to a foul. They're having a good look at it. It was very close to the end of the board. It's either perfect or not quite. It's good. So, Wagner. No contact with the plasticine there, but it was close. With the curve on the prosthetic leg, maybe helped him there a little. 7:01.
Women's 100 metres T38 victory ceremony. This every bit as enthralling as the men's was, if not more. Great Britain won the men's 100 metres T38. They've also taken gold in the women's as well through Sophie Hahn.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Tim Reddish, CBE, governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee. Accompanied by
Dignitaries being introduced to the crowd.
board member of the Tokyo organising
When I say crowd, I mean the officials and gathered athletes who are watching on and cheering for those from their country who've won medals.
bronze medalist
And Lindy Arv
representing Germany,
of Germany
Lindy Arber.
claimed the bronze medal in the women's 100 metres T38. She took up para-athletics in 2007 after her doctor recommended that she try the sport. Or perhaps she should take a picture with that doctor of her and the medal with him. Her senior international debut came in 2016 and she's progressed well ever since to become a bronze medalist at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo 2020, the 23-year-old.
Silver medalist representing Colombia, Darian Fraiseri Jimenez Sanchez.
Jimenez Sanchez, she set the Paralympic record in her heat in this competition. Major championship debut for the 21-year-old. She'll be around for a very long time, and she went so close to pipping Sophie Hahn for the gold medal. 6th 100th of a second in it between first and second. A new area record though for Jimenez Sanchez. What an athlete she is. What a rivalry it may become between her and Hahn.
Paralympic champion representing Great Britain.
Sophie Hahn hasn't been beaten since the European Championships in 2014. She remains the Commonwealth, European, World and Paralympic Games champion. Successive golds at Paralympic Games. And attention will now turn to the 200 metres, no doubt. Congratulations, salutations. And again, we'll wait for the playing of the Great Britain national anthem. So the three medalists in the women's 100 meters T38 visual coordination impairment category: Sophie Hahn, Darian Faisary, Jimenez Sanchez, and Lindy Ava of Colombia and Germany, respectively, for the silver and bronze.
Women's shot put F57. We saw action earlier, and we were just looking for the last throw from Lisa Adams to put the finishing touches on her brilliant competition. Led it from the first throw. And again, well out there from Lisa, and she's done it. Now there's some emotion pouring out. A 15-12 replicating the fifth attempt. Wants to be given a solitary moment, and that's fair enough too. What a journey. She really did dominate this competition. The only athlete to throw over 14 meters and then 15. She's won it by 1.4 meters from Mina. Lisa Adams has competed in able-bodied women's rugby and the national men's team in physical disability rugby league. So she's really a trailblazer in several ways. Second and third for Mina and Li Yingli. Well, her sister, Dame Valerie, will be so proud, and coach. 15-12 for Lisa Adams, Mina and Li Yingli. A bit of a gap then back to Vertenskaya and Datinska. Personal best for Adolf Steiner of Iceland. Also for Vertenskaya. Paralympic record for Lisa Adams, and gold for New Zealand. Take our attention back to the men's long jump. T63 and world record holder Leon Schaefer struggling to get up to the top of the table here, thanks to the marvellous jumping from Wagner of Denmark and Machlangue of South Africa. He was well back on the board and a bit frustrated by that, I think. Schaefer with the best of 6.74. Yes, the prosthetic leg barely made contact with the takeoff board. And of course the jumpers know that the very second that it happened. 6.70, not far off his opening attempt, which is his best today, 6.74. He wants to find something over 7. Now, Ntando Machlangue already has a world record with his opening jump of 7.02 for his classification of T61. Oh, another good leap. And fair as well. But they always know it's good. But maybe not quite the 7 meters. It's hard to hear. A little bit of noise going on around the long jump area. And of course the PA to deal with as well. But another nice effort, 6.93. It's another one that beats his earlier world record that was 6.47. Now, Wagner, 4th attempt for him. Leads the competition with the 7.07, which is a Paralympic record. Wagner sets off. He was a little bit behind the board too. So Wagner came in with the best of 7.15, and he's got a 7.07. Only just making contact again with the takeoff board. It's very tight in the first two. So 7.07 for Wagner, Machlangue a 7.02. Then 28 centimeters back to Leon Schaefer. He was 4th in Rio, Schaefer, won the 19 World Championships. It's got a little bit of a gap here in the track events, allowing us to focus on the T63 long jump. And the standings, Wagner, Machlangue and Schaefer. And look at those records at the top, Paralympic and world. But we're just into the early stages of the 5th round. When you see final at the top of that graphic, that doesn't mean final standings. It means it's a final, just to be clear. The long jump is still underway. And de Jong, a young man from the Netherlands, at 19 years of age, out of Amsterdam. 2nd at this year's European Championships with 6.63. Struggling to get near that today. Had a 6.41 to start with. Gave up playing football because he kept breaking his prosthetic leg. So that was getting expensive. So he's gone for field events. Does get good height off the board. And a fair jump there for Joel de Jong. Great leap. Towards the side of the pit, somewhat worryingly. He's all right though. And it looks to be around a 6.30 mark. So no improvement on his 6.41 opener. He's got one jump left. Now, Yamamoto Atsushi, season's best of 6.62 to open the competition for him. 39-year-old from Izumi, was second in Rio and Beijing, fifth in London, a personal best of 6.70. It's not far off that with his 6.62. Wouldn't he have loved these stands to be full? And he's got to do it mostly on his own now. He's been around long enough to have seen all circumstances, all scenarios. He's in fifth at the moment. He's got to find about 30 centimetres to threaten bronze medal position. Well, he really has an interesting style. He pulls the legs up out of the way and it's almost crash lands, but the longer the legs are up and away, the further you can go without... see, they do perfect this way of landing with almost hip first because you don't want to damage the prosthetic leg. And so he's come up with a 6.75, a huge PB for him. Yamamoto, previously 6.70 was his best. He hasn't done that for a while. So 6.75, and he is in third position. What a jump. Worth the risk, if that's what it was.
Next final on the track, the women's 400 metres T47. And Runa Veyes, who will be going in this race, is the current world record holder. Unidas Castillo of Cuba holds that Paralympic record from London 2012. This has the Paralympic champion Li Lu, the European champion Anastasia Sullivan, the world champion and Runa Veyes, and the Pan American champion Vera Andrade of Venezuela. That is the South African world champion and Runa Veyes. August 2019, that 55.60 mark was set. Some feel this is 19 years of age Vera Andrade, who won gold at those Pan American Games in Lima in Peru, and bronze in 2019 as well. Reigning champion Li Lu, gold in the Worlds in 2017 to add to that Paralympic gold, and then she took silver in 2019. And that silver was behind Veyes. 18 years of age, Elisa Jordan, the nerves must be jangling. First major championship, and you're up against competitors like that in Veyes. Suji Se took bronze in Rio. She'll be desperately hoping for 2 places better at her home Paralympics. Promises to be a very fast race, this one. The track has been outstanding. T47 category for those affected by an upper limb deficiency, impaired muscle power and impaired passive range of movement.
The women's T47 400 meters final.
In lane 8, from Brazil, Fernanda Yara da Silva bronze in the 2019 Pan American Games over 200 and this distance of 400. Suji Sai, bronze in Rio in 2016, bronze as well in London in 2017, backing that one up. Reigning champion Li Lu, also the world champion in 2017, silver in 2019, also the reigning Asian Para Games champion over this distance. Anastasia Sullivan, the European champion, having won in Bydgoszcz. She was just out of the medals in Dubai 2 years ago, finishing in 4th position. Current world champion, and Runa Vayers, she took silver in 2012 and 2016 at London and Rio, respectively. She'll be looking to hope for better in Tokyo 2020. 19 years of age. Might lack experience, but she's certainly got pace and speed. Vera Andrade of Venezuela, bronze in the World Championships in Dubai. And the 18-year-old from Australia, Alessa Jordan. Last but not least, from Chile, 4th in 2016, silver at the Pan American Games, Amanda Scherner of Chile. Away nicely at the first time of asking, and Vera Andrade has got away to a very quick start. She's already up on the shoulder of Runa Vayers, who's the reigning world champion. Soloveva looking good out there as well in lane 6, but it is Vera Andrade and Vayers who, at the moment, when they come up to that 200-metre mark, should have the lead when they come around that bend. Soloveva's running a very good bend so far. She's looking very good, is the European champion. And it is a race in 3 at the moment. It is Soloveva, Vayers and Vera Andrade, the 19-year-old. It is Runa Vayers, the reigning world champion. She took silver in London in 2012. She took silver in Rio 4 years later. She's heading for gold in Tokyo 2020. It's a battle for the silver, but it is South Africa's Runa Vayers who's going to take the win in a time of 56.05 seconds. Vera Andrade picks up the silver, and Soloveva, the European champion, looked as though she had picked up that bronze. It was a tough old contest. Vayers picks up the win. Vera Andrade with a lifetime best of 57.32 does claim second position. And it is Soloveva, the European champion, who claims that bronze medal. But it's a season best, 56.05 for that lady there from South Africa, and Runa Vayers. Vera Andrade, 19 years of age. She'll have plenty of time left to improve on a silver and head for a possible gold in Paris in 2024. Hugs all around.
Oh, nice sporting spirit there from Runa Vayers, going around to all of her rivals to congratulate them on the race that they ran. And Vera Andrade certainly threw down a big challenge, and Vayers had to respond and did more than enough. What a champion.
Well, she got away to a good start, but it was Vera Andrade inside the Venezuelan who got away to the fastest start of all and really came up on the shoulder of Vayers. But 400 metres is all about holding your composure and not worrying too much if someone goes flying past, because it's a very long race, although it appears as if it's short and under a minute. And it takes a lot out of people. 28-year-old and Rune Veyers from Cape Town. She's a school teacher. She'll be able to teach her school children something about running. There's no doubt about that. Almost with the tears as she goes across the line, she realises what she's done. She's finally, at the third attempt, picked up that gold medal she's so desperately wanted to make her the world and Paralympic champion.
I just thought the tactics from Vera Andrade were pretty clear. She wasn't going to finish this race wondering if she had anything left. She went so hard so early that she came up alongside Veyers, who had the composure not to panic when Vera Andrade appeared on her shoulder.
Well, she had decided to quit the sport, but she came back, decided to hang on, and she takes the gold.
So the victory ceremony, women's shot put F57, and a completely dominant event put together by Lisa Adams, holding off Mi Na and Li Yingli, not without effort, with great composure.
Executive Board Member of the Toyo Organising Committee of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Tokyo Olympic Paralympic 競技大会組織委員会理事
Bronze medalist representing People's Republic of China.
銅メダリスト中華人民共和国
The 23-year-old from Shenyang in China was second at the 2017 World Championships and fourth 2 years later. Her best throw, 13.33, came in the second round, but couldn't improve on that. Fouled in the fourth, finished with a 12.43. So one of those competitors we've seen quite a few of who do their best work early and hope that it holds up. Well, it wouldn't today, but it was good enough certainly for third, and a very creditable bronze medal to Li Yingli.
Silver medalist representing People's Republic of China.
銀メダリスト中華人民共和国
Mina has been around a while at 35. She was a winner in London with 12 meters 20 and second in Rio. .13.69, her best attempt today, and a season best it was for her, as it was for Li Yingli. Personal best for Vertenskaya and for Aldestein Dottir as well, two other competitors in the second half of the field.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing New Zealand.
銀メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオンニュージーランド
Lisa Adams.
She won the 2019 Worlds with a throw of 14.80, and now is a Paralympic champion. Well, the pleasure is mutual, I'm sure. The weight of a nation's expectation, she seemed to carry it very comfortably on those broad shoulders, but she must have been feeling that New Zealand so wanted her to win. Sister Dame Valerie, she's constantly looking around for her, I'm sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of New Zealand.
皆様ニュージーランド国歌の演奏です
The
I suspect there is not a dry eye in any New Zealand house right now. She so dominated the competition that Lisa Adams' shortest throw was still 60 centimetres better than the best from Mina. World records, well, they're a happy product of performing well in perfect conditions. You don't have to get them all the time. And in a Paralympic final, you just have to beat, in this case, the other 7 competitors. And Lisa Adams did that so impressively.
Confirming then Irina Veyes as the Paralympic champion to add to her 2019 gold, lifetime best for Via Andrade of Venezuela, and Soloveva, the European champion, claiming the bronze in the women's 400 metres T47.
We can go back to the long jump for the men, T63. Getting towards the last attempts. Schaefer. That's better. He's been a little out of sorts today. To get himself into medal contention, and it looks like he might have got past Machlangue. Good drive off the board. And sends the sand everywhere. That's all right, as long as the jump is good. And it is 7:05. And that's a season best for him. And he's only 2 centimetres now behind Wagner. Yamamoto Atsushi. He's 27 centimetres out of 3rd place. Would need a huge jump for him. He's already had 675 to set an area record. It's a bit of a heart and mouth method that he has for the landing, but he knows what he's doing. This time he couldn't improve, though, on that great 5th jump of 675. This competition is over, and he's just out of the medals, unfortunately. Yes, unconventional technique is pretty accurate, I think. But a good competition put together by Yamamoto. Now, Ntando Machlangue, who set a world record for his classification of T61, speaks 4 languages. Didn't get out of his wheelchair for the first 10 years of his life, but hasn't he been making up for it since? And a great try. Machlangue, it's fair. He's had a 7:02 in the first jump to smash his own world record for the T61. Well, that's right there, isn't it? This is going to be very close. Wait a minute, this is huge. He's 7:17. He's taken the lead, a world record for Machlangue. The man out of Pretoria. And the tears are coming. He's just got to see off 2 jumps from Wagner and Schaefer. What a moment this would be. Well, he's guaranteed a medal. And with exquisite timing, he's got to the lead. And we say in sport, you've only got to be in front once. Schaefer, though, he's got a lot of self-belief coursing through those veins, I think. Can he find something over 7:17? Oh, he might have. It's close. And he shakes his head. He'll know better than me. Machlangue is going to be so nervous, just strolling around wondering, is it going to be his gold? A fist bump for Schaefer. We want to see the measurement. And a 7:12. So that's his best of the night. Paralympic record for him today. He's got to be pleased, but he's got to be disappointed. He's had a heck of a competition, and he's still 5 centimetres behind Machlangue of South Africa. And that just leaves Wagner to come, the 28-year-old Dane. 2017 world champion. Wagner's had a 7:07 today. Has a PB of 7:17. 7:15 actually. That would leave him 2 centimetres short if he were to match it. He's got to have a new PB to get past Machlangue, who's giving him some encouragement. Great sporting spirit from the South African as Wagner sets off the last jump of the T63. Well, not much reaction yet from him. It's fair, it's in the area. $7.17 to beat. Machlangue, he doesn't know. We don't know yet. And he can barely look. 6.92. No, he's short. And Wagner will have to settle for the bronze medal behind Schaefer. And Ntando Machlangue of South Africa is going to win it. Great height. Every effort given by Wagner, but he couldn't get past his 7:07 of the first round, or the 7:17 of the new world record holder Machlangue. And just emphasising that Machlangue is a T61, so a greater impairment than most of the rest of the field. So what a story. What a story. Well, redemption and recovery and new purpose in life given to so many of these athletes through sport. That story's not told better than through Ntando Machlangue. And the camaraderie amongst these men is really admirable. Don't you just wish you could see it everywhere, in every walk of life, in every sport? Machlangue was actively encouraging his rivals. South Africa, be proud. Well done, Schaefer. Paralympic record for you. And Wagner set a Paralympic record early with his 7:07. My goodness, this arena has seen some action.
Women's 200 metres T36, the first of 2 heats. World record holder Shi Yiting will go in the next heat, setting that back in 2019. The Paralympic record has stood since Athens in 2004. through Wang Fang. Strong field going in the first heat though. Danielle Aitchison of New Zealand, silver in 2019 at the World Championship, just turned 20. Happy birthday to her recently. Elena Ivanova, who was the gold medalist over both the 100 and 200 at London 2012. First major championship for Samira da Silva Brito, 32 years of age. Yanina Andrea Martinez was fourth in 2016, and Yam Kwok Fong of Hong Kong, bronze in 2014 and 2018 at the Asian Para Games. So there are 3 who will go through from this and the next heat, and the next 2 fastest over the 2 heats will advance to the final. Aitchison in 7, Ivanova in 6, Da Silva Brito in 5, Martinez in 4, and Yam goes in lane 3. And getting away very fast indeed on the inside is Martinez, as you would expect, who took gold in 2016 over 100. She's run that bend really well, as has Danielle Aitchison of New Zealand. There are 3 who will go through to the final. Aitchison leads at the moment on her inside as Ivanova, who took gold back in 2012. It's Aitchison who's going to hang across the line in first place. And just a slip there at the last minute, unfortunately for Ivanova. So she misses out. Unfortunately, that last 10 metres, she had a trip. She fell over. She went down before the line, so she misses out. Disappointment for her, but not for that lady there, Danielle Aitchison of New Zealand. Ivanova in the background, distraught. This is the coordination impairment category, so 35 being the most impaired, 36 being the next. And the athletes do tighten up as they head towards the finish line and the end of their events. That's one of the problems with the coordination impairment category. The spasticity, you will tighten up, and that's what happened to Ivanova. But Aitchison on the outside, she ran that bend ever so well. Martinez was looking strong also, and she tightened up somewhat as well. And it's just around here that you see Elena Ivanova, the champion from 2012. She has a slight stumble around that blue line, and then she goes down, and by the time she gets up, she's been taken on the inside by Da Silva Brito. So unfortunate, happening where it did. But that lady there will go through to the final. Danielle Aitchison, she'll be joined by Martinez of Argentina, and Da Silva Brito of Brazil will also go through. A season best for Martinez, but hugely disappointing for Elena Ivanova. 5 metres away from qualifying for the final. That's the difference between the glory and pain in para-athletics. So Danielle Aitchison going through to the final, joined by Martinez of Argentina, and another South American in Brazil's Da Silva Brito takes the automatic 3rd position. Ivanova now will have to hope for a fastest qualifier, although that may be difficult.
Well, great scenes at the men's long jump. Machlangue, world record, personal best. And a 7:17 that he produced when it mattered most. Schaefer, the silver, and Wagner of Denmark, the bronze. Sometimes long jump just throws up the best competitions, and that was one of them.
The second heat in the women's 200 metres. T36. Shi Yiting goes in this one. The world record holder and Paralympic champion will go in lane 5. Well, we saw in the last race what can happen with the athletes in this particular category, the coordination impairment. If just start to tighten up somewhat, it can affect that coordination, and that is what happened in the last race to Elena Ivanova. Nicole Nikolitic, her sister Claudia, won medals at the 2008, 2012 and 2016 Paralympic Games. She's medalled herself at European Championships, not at the Paralympics. The athletes have just been asked to just wait for a moment. Just waiting for a field event. Jeon Min Jae of Korea, who took silver in both 2012 in London and 2016. She took gold in 2013 in Lyon. Shayan Buhorn of the Netherlands, former para hockey player who was bronze at the recent Europeans. Shi Yiting, the world record holder and current Paralympic champion, will go in lane 5. She also took gold at the 2017 and 2019 World Championships. Nikolitic in 4, and Oliveira Cruz of Brazil will go in lane 3.
On your mark.
So just the first 3 to go through, and then we'll find the 2 fastest qualifiers across this heat and the one before. She goes in lane 5, the reigning Paralympic champion and world record holder. John in 7, Buhorn in 6, Shi in 5, Nikolitic in 4, and Olivia Cruz in lane 3. And it is Shi Yiting, the reigning Paralympic champion, who's run that first 100 in superb fashion. As they straighten up down to the final 100 metres, she's about 10 metres in front. John of Korea is in second position, but coming through is Nikolitic. It'll be them at this stage to take those guaranteed 3 positions, although Jay is tightening up. It is Shi who goes across and takes it in a time of 29.37 seconds. The Chinese athlete looked very comfortable indeed as she ran across the line there. The first 100 metres she ran looked wonderful. She's worn out. It is very hot, it's very humid, but she's run a season best. Nikolitic has taken the second qualification position, and Jeon Min Jae of Korea with a season best, 31.37 for her, has gone through as well. 29.37 the qualifying time for the winner of the women's 200 metres T36 second heat. Well, you can just see the power of Shi Yiting of China there. Nikolitic did her best to round that bend and try and catch the world record holder, but it was a forlorn hope at that stage. She was around 15 metres ahead. Thought Buhorn may have got through and taken the Korean Jeon Min Jae. It wasn't to be for her. She may get through as a fastest qualifier though. 3 season bests in the race, including Oliveira Cruz, who finished in 5th position but picked up a season best for her. Shi Yiting will be there in the final, which will be on Sunday morning, local time. Well, South Africa have had a rather good last half hour or so in both the long jump pit and on the track.
Indeed, and high hopes for both those events.
Well, the second heat was certainly faster, so Buhorn and Oliveira Cruz have both gone through from that one. It's pretty much as you were. The 5 who went in that are the ones who go through. There's your qualifiers. Shi Yiting at the top of the pile, 29.37, her time, a season best. Men's 5,000 metres T54 victory ceremony. Marcel Hug of Switzerland.
Oh, wasn't this a race?
It was fantastic. It took Hug until 2016 in Rio, having started in the Paralympic Games back in 2004 to claim his first Paralympic gold medal. Quite extraordinary when you consider how many World Championship medals he has dating back to 2013 over shorter and longer distances. In 2016, he picked up 2 gold medals there. They came in the marathon and the 800 metres for Marcel Hug. You can add the 5,000 metres to that. He was in silver position in Rio 5 years ago. Well, Concrack was the tie we didn't expect to be there. We thought it would be Waharam, the reigning champion at the time, who'd be there, but it is his compatriot, Prithviraj Concrack. First time he's been to a Paralympic Games. He picks up a bronze in the 5,000 metres immediately. Does the 26-year-old. Yet to medal at the World Championships. He came 5th back in 2019, so he's improved on that and helps Thailand to a gold medal, or bronze even. We'll get to the gold in a moment. Brent Lakatos knows a little thing or two about gold medals, but he's picked up silver in this one. Now Lakatos has just moved out to those longer distances. He was at the shorter distances. He's very, very adept at those, from 100s all the way up to 1500s, but he's added the silver medal in the 5,000 metres to his collection. Has won marathons before, Lakatos, in London and Berlin. And he'll more than likely be in the marathon on the final day of competition here at Tokyo 2020.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Switzerland.
One man who will be at the marathon is the defending champion in that, Marcel Hug. He won 800 metres gold in 2016 as well as the marathon. He's now won the 5,000 metres gold at Tokyo 2020. Won his first World Championships gold back in 2006 in Assen. That was over 10,000 metres in the T54. He has a gold now at the Paralympics in the 5,000 metres. The man who resides in Knotville, which is the spiritual home of para-athletics. So many athletes live there in Knotville and train at the track there, where they have Grand Prix events. So the Swiss Silver Bullet will now hear the Swiss national anthem. Well, he broke the Paralympic record in his heat. He won the gold in the final. Certainly not as fast a race as it was in the qualifier for the final when he held off Daniel Romanchuk and broke the Paralympic record, finishing first in his heat. He needed to finish first in the final. He did just that. Marcel Hug, gold medalist in the T54 men's 5,000 metres.
Men's Javelin Throw, F57. And the event favourite, Lynn Snowbray. Holds the world record of 49.26. Had to wait till deep into the competition to get his chance to throw. He went up 10th out of the 12. So this event that started over 2 hours ago, getting towards the tail of it now. And Lynn Snowbray with a 48.93 and a new Paralympic record. May be able to hold on. Still got Papi of Islamic Republic of Iran and Hadari of Azerbaijan to throw.
Women's 400 metres T47 victory ceremony. Victory in this one to Anruna Veyers of South Africa. Tears still flowing after taking the victory. I'm sure they'll be flowing even more in a moment or two's time when she gets that wonderful Paralympic medal. The reigning world champion is now the Paralympic champion. Been a wonderful championship so far. Wonderful Paralympic Games. We're barely 4 days into it. 8 days remaining, and it's absolutely flown by. Just like these girls when they're flying around the track. Anastasia Sullivan with a bronze medal. She won European Championship gold in Poland back in June. She can add a bronze at the Paralympic Games to that.
Congratulations.
Began training in Yekaterinburg in Russia at the age of 17. This lady's only 19. What a career ahead of her from Merida in Venezuela. This Belly Vera Andrade started focusing on para-athletics in 2014. Had a dream. She has a silver medal. She's the Pan American Games gold medalist from 2 years ago. Bronze World Championship medalist from 2 years ago as well. She's got one better at Tokyo 2020 and picked up the silver.
Gold medalist representing South Africa.
金メダリスト
But it's Anruna Veyers of South Africa at 28 years of age who has picked up the long-awaited gold medal. She took silver at the past 2 Paralympic Games. She had planned to retire from the sport following these games. But she's now looking ahead to Paris in 2024. And that is great for the sport and great for spectating.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Wonderful work from all 3. Soloveva with the bronze, Vera Andre with the silver, and Veyers with the gold of South Africa as we pause for the national anthem.
の演奏です
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Gold for South Africa,
金メダリストです
silver for Venezuela, and bronze for the Russian Paralympic Committee as the photos are taken.
I must say again how nice it is to see the medals shared around the nations. A bit of joy for the Netherlands and for South Africa, for Great Britain. After a dominant first couple of sessions by the likes of Brazil and China. And of course, New Zealand. Just about finished competition in the men's club throw, I do believe, for the F32. And javelin, still a couple of competitors to go. And Liu Li, a 45.39, new world record, massive throw, broke the old mark by some 7 meters. Khalid Farha, his third attempt was his best, 35.34. And he'd hold on to third position with that. And Athanasios Konstantinidis, a 51-year-old from Greece who was second in Rio. Oh, that's a throw. A 38.68. And that would prove to be his best. Fourth at the 2019 Worlds. He's pretty happy with that. Could be confident it would stand up to be amongst the medals. But there was one extraordinary moment here from Liu Li, the 35-year-old from Tangshan, has thrown an absolute mile. He has beaten the previous world record held by Maciej Sochal of Poland by 8 meters 20. Outrageous improvement. He didn't get near it with any of his other throws. 39, and then he found another 6. Well, he did beat the previous world record a couple of times, but that fifth throw was outrageous to add another 6 meters to what he'd already done. Anyway, we've got a nice victory ceremony coming up here. Can't wait for this one. The men's long jump. This was an astonishing performance by our medalists, and in fact the whole field. All sorts of records tumbled here. Certainly take you through some of them with our medalists Daniel Wagner of Denmark, Leon Schaefer of Germany, and Ntando Machlangue of South Africa.
Dr. Deborah Alexander, governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee.
国際パラリンピック委員会理事
Accompanied by
続きまして村伏浩二
Commissioner of the Japan Sports Agency.
スポーツ庁長
So this was an event for athletes in the T61 and T63 categories.
Representing Denmark.
銅メダリスト
Daniel Wagner, the 28-year-old, who was third in Rio and London, is third again. And a rare sportsman he is, because he competed in winter Paralympic competition as well in Pyeongchang 2018. .707 with his first jump Paralympic record. That's as good as he could do today.
Representing Germany.
銀メダリストドイツ
Leon Schaefer.
Well, Leon Schaefer had to produce something special at the end to jump into second place, and with his final attempt, 7 meters 12, Paralympic record, season best, obviously.
Thank you very much.
World champion 2019 and fourth in Rio. But really, we're going to struggle to find the right words to describe the performance of Ntando Machlangue,
Representing South Africa.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオン南アフリカ
with his last jump of 7 meters 17, set a new world record, which he'd already done in the opening round with the 7:02. He'd previously held it at 6:47. So 70 centimeters. It's a bit of a scallywag. He's got to be so proud. Says he wants to show people, if I can respect the person I'm running next to, we can all respect each other. You don't have to be the president to make a change in your country. You just have to be a normal guy, and you can make a change.
他の演奏です
world champion he is. You might have heard of a documentary about the Paralympic Games, Rising Phoenix. Well, he featured in it running alongside a cheetah, Machlangue. Encourage you to watch it. It's a great history of the Paralympic Games. I'm sure you can find it without too much trouble. You might struggle to find a better long jump competition than that one, though. The T63. See where we're up to with the men's javelin throw. And Papi from Islamic Republic of Iran. Looking to feature here. "31-year-old. Who won the javelin at the 2017 Worlds. And those javelin assistants out in the sector will have good eyesight. They don't exactly put themselves in harm's way, but there's a sharp implement coming, and they need to be close by to see where it lands. If the point doesn't come down first or pierce the turf. The Papi, a 47.74 with his first to take the lead. Oh, and out to world record territory. What's it to be? Number one, says Papi, 49.50. And that eclipses Linz Nobre's 49.26. The Brazilian has to tip his hat to the Iranian today. And he does just that. Good sporting spirit there from Linz Nobre. Gives it another good heave out towards the world record. What a competition this is from Amanola Papi. He won the World Championships 2017, silver medalist 2019, and now he's just set a new world record with that 49.50. Oh, he launches that one into the night. Needs a drink. It's been an exhausting, enervating kind of day with high humidity, high temperatures, very long competition for these men. It's 3 hours in progress now. Looks like he's been able to make himself understood. He speaks Persian naturally, might have some English, and our Japanese assistants are always doing their best with their English. Perhaps that was the linking language. So we're getting towards the end of this session. It's difficult to run these things exactly on time. We should have finished a little while ago, but we're not running too badly. There's been some tremendous excitement and reaction to races. Now, Puppy. Fourth attempt. Out there again. So he had a 49.50 to create the new world record. And there's a smile on his face. He reckons that's in the area. And he wants to know now. 49.56, he's improved it. Another 6 centimetres.
It's an interesting story with this man because when he went to the 2019 World Championships in Dubai, he had to borrow a javelin. So he won a silver medal there, but he had to borrow a javelin because he didn't have one. So it just shows you with a bit of help how good this man could be. Broken a world record, he's still got another throw to go, and he looks extremely good.
He sends it out there. Well, he's just targeting that world record area of 49.50. He wants it to go another few centimetres.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of South Africa.
And 49.55. How close is that? He's got one more. I think he's tempted to just stop there. That was the look he gave, I think. But it is an interesting story, Tulson. He's just trying to make the point, isn't he, that if he had better equipment and more opportunities, how good could he be? Well, he's already world champion, but here he goes. Final attempt. Oh, not this time. Not to worry. He's done an amazing job today. And a 49.56. He said the assistant there with the clipboard, big smile on the face. As big as Papi's probably just, it must be a thrill for them to stand around a competition like this and see world records go. And share in the joy of the athletes when they're victorious or do personal bests.
It's a competition where you have to have a lot of patience.
Oh, absolutely.
Patience because you might be waiting until 2 or 3 hours until you have your go. Patience because you have to make sure that it takes you a bit of time to correctly strap yourself into the chair. Then you have your practice throws. Then you have your 3 throws. Then you get a drink. You have to reposition yourself, align yourself if you have to make any changes. And then you have 3 more. And then sometimes if you're in the middle, you then have to wait around.
So Papi, 49.56 world record. Personal best for Adolf, 47.52. Split by Linz Nobre, the former world record holder, with 48.93. And the rest of the field there, no mark for Ranjit Bhati. Must have had some issues. Gosh, you could tie down a good load on a truck with all the strapping he's got there, but it's necessary. You've got to be absolutely secure. And those straps and his muscles and his skills have done the job. Islamic Republic of Iran. That's a medal ceremony that will be heard in another session. Well, we've still got throws to come from this man, Hadari, who celebrated a bit early on behalf of Papi, but Hadari from Azerbaijan. It wasn't clear to us we still had one to come, but obviously we do.
Well, these are his practice throws, and he's got a lifetime best of 43.77, and he's thrown just 2 centimetres shy of that this season. So if he throws to what he's thrown this season, he could potentially be up into the bronze medal position.
I tell you what, that wasn't a bad first warm-up throw either. He didn't look too serious about it. So let's just see whether Puppy does indeed hold on.
I think it would take something remarkable for Puppy not to win that gold medal, but you never know, do you? He'd have to throw about 6 metres further than he's ever thrown before. However, we've seen it happen, haven't we, today in different events?
Here we have. We've seen world record smashed by 8 metres in clubs. So Haidari.
Well, that's out near the Paralympic record mark, so he's not far off. It's a big throw.
.45.68, so that one did count. Getting the impression, or he looked like he only had 2 warm-up throws. Maybe he didn't want any more.
Just beaten his lifetime best by 2 metres.
He's up into 4th position. He's only just out of the medals. Oh, hello. That's pretty good.
Well, I did say before, it's not impossible. It was improbable, but it wasn't impossible.
What do they say? If you can dream it, you can do it. And 47.78. Really?
He's only thrown 43.75 this season as his best. His lifetime best 2 centimetres further than that. He's absolutely smashed it by 4 metres and 1 centimetre better than his lifetime best coming into this.
Well, if he wants to find another 2 metres, he'll have the world record. I mean, it seems ridiculous to be talking about it, and yet look what he's doing. 45.68, 47.78. He looks in the mood.
And this is not the type of sport where you get worse as you go along. Sometimes throwers actually need a few to get themselves into a rhythm before they find their actual best target.
Make a good point about being patient. He's had to wait so long. There's no point rushing the throws when you finally do get your chance.
Becomes a mind game, doesn't it?
He's in bronze medal position now. Another good throw. Not quite as good, his body language would seem to suggest, as before. The throwers generally know. Got a very good sense of the distances. 47. Very nice. He's had his 3 throws, so he can have a little bit of a break now. Perhaps a drink of water, a little bit of a think.
I'd say he might be happy with what he's doing.
Yep.
If you decide to then have a breather and have a drink, sometimes it might actually unfocus yourself. So he seems very focused at the moment.
And providing that right arm and shoulder isn't feeling any particular pain. So Linz Nobrat is sitting in the silver position under some pressure from Haidari. What's he got to find? He's got to find 1.2 metres almost, 1.15 to get into silver. Don't want that one. You have trouble convincing athletes that they're all the same. They start to get superstitious. All right, here we go. This is serious. Haidari, 4th attempt. Oh, he's just short of the new world record there. He's pretty keen to know the measurement on this one.
Well, I reckon that 48.93 might be under a threat.
48.93 gets him into second. And 49.04 is into second position. Unbelievable, Haidari.
Well, he's got 2 more throws to find 53 centimetres. That would take him into the gold medal position, and it would usurp Papi of Iran.
So he's improved his personal best by about 5 meters 20.
$5.25 he's improved his personal best by.
Well, I said about. Yeah, it's just staggering, isn't it? He's been so patient. He's at the very end of the field. This is the last 2 throws of the session.
Do you know what? I tell a fib. 5 meters and 27.
Okay, near enough. What's to lose here? He's just thrown some of the best throws of his life. An area record of 49.04. Papi just a little bit nervous now. And the man from Azerbaijan, 2 attempts left. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, it's a world record again. That's huge. That is just smashed Papi's new world record. That has sailed out there.
In all the years, I've never seen anything like this.
51.42. What does one say? By nearly 2 meters, he smashed Papi's world record. It's outrageous. Congratulations to Haidari. He doesn't need his 6th throw.
In all the years I've been watching para-athletics, I've never seen anything like that. I know we jested that his best was 43.77 coming into this, and that he's going to have to find about 6 or 7 meters. Well, he's found them. 51.42, a new world record for Hamid Haidari of Azerbaijan.
And he says, that'll do. I've got nothing left. I've got a throw left. I don't need it. That will do me. 51.42. Well, haven't we seen some entertainment today? So he went 45.68, 47.78. 3rd attempt. Nothing too special. 49.04, 51.42, and gets a big hug from Papi. Azerbaijan. '21 European runner-up, 43.49. And now 51.42. Well might he celebrate. Yes, that's the picture that they all want to have when they do the unthinkable, the world record. Just doing the sums, he's outdone his previous personal best by almost 8 meters, around 7 meters 70. Saw something similar in the clubs. And Brazil's Lins Nobre will take the bronze medal with a season best 48.93. And Amanola Papi, we'd written him in for the gold medal. We were wrong to do so because Hamid Haidari has bettered it easily in the end with his 5th attempt, and there's no one to come after him, so he hopped out of the chair. I wonder if he's been throwing that sort of distance in practice. Or it's just the heat of competition that's brought out something special. Haidari, a world record of 51.42. Papi held it briefly. Personal best of 49.56. And Lins Nobre, 48.93. Former world record holder. And the rest of the field there from Senegal, Mexico, Argentina, Cape Verde, and Liberia. So staff and athletes making their way out of the National Stadium. Little recap for you of a couple of moments here. Women's shot put F57. And Lisa Adams, 15.12 meters. Far too good for the field in this one. Ahead of Mi Na and Li Yingli of China. So Li Yingli opened up with a throw of 13 meters 13, and her second attempt would prove to be her best, 13.33. And she'd hold on to that for a solid 3rd place and a bronze medal. And a teammate, Mi Na. 13.67, then a 13.52. Her 3rd attempt would prove to be her best. She was chasing a medal in this F37 women's shot put. And well out past the 13-meter ribbon. 13.69. Just short of a personal best. But it was all about Lisa Adams. No one else threw past 14 meters, let alone 15. And the Kiwi was the queen of the ring today. They were nowhere near the standard she set, as she twice threw 15 meters 12 at the end of the competition and was overcome with emotion by what she'd achieved. Of course, her famous sister Dame Valerie is her coach, twice Olympic gold medalist, and Lisa has outstanding achievements as well now. What a team they make. Now, the men's club throw was dominated by Liu Li, Anastasios Konstanidis and Walid Ferhar of Greece and Algeria filling the minor placings. Ferhar of Algeria, 3rd attempt would be his finest, 35.34. 29 years of age, 2nd at the 2019 Worlds. With a 33.54, he did considerably better than that today to end up with the bronze medal. Athanasios Konstantinidis of Greece, 51 years young, second in Rio, and sailing through the night air. A great second throw of 38.68 into silver medal position. And Liu Li of China, we'll get to in a second. That's the silver medal going to Konstantinidis. Liu Li had a previous best of 36.50, but he would leave that well behind. It seems a very simple and yet powerful technique. And that one goes out 45.39 to absolutely obliterate the previous world record of 37.19. And Liu takes the gold for China. Look at the men's long jump. And as exciting a competition as you could ever hope to see. Won eventually by Ntando Machlangue of South Africa, Leon Schaefer of Germany second, and Denmark's Daniel Wagner third. But this, he couldn't write a script like this one. Wagner, his opening jump of 7 meters and 7 was a new Paralympic record. And the T61s and T63 athletes both in this competition. So Wagner, as you can see, at T63, less impairment. Leon Schaefer of Germany, world record holder at 7.24. What a great technique he has. 7.12. And unbelievably, he had to settle for second, because this man, with his last attempt, Ntando Machlangue, double amputee, T61, has come up with the jump of his life when it mattered the most. 7 meters 17, a world record for Machlangue. And he wasn't quite sure how to react. He had to wait for a couple of jumps to have it confirmed, but he's absolutely dancing now. We also had a staggering competition in the men's javelin. It seemed certain that Papi would win it, having set a new world record. Haidari had other ideas. Linz Nobre, who formerly held the world record, had to settle for bronze. So a real changing of the guard in the Javelin F57.
Executive Board member of the Tokyo Organizing Committee of the Olympic and
Cicero Valdiran Linz Nobre held the world record at 49.26. His best effort today, 48.93. And that would leave him ultimately in bronze medal position. Amanola Papi, Islamic Republic of Iran, with his fourth attempt, hurled at 49.56 to set a new world record. And he must have thought that was going to be good enough. We thought it would be too. .49.56. And yet, up came Hamid Haidari of Azerbaijan, the 30-year-old who, through the competition of his life, and just obliterated the new mark set by Puppy. 51.42. He said he's had enough. His previous best was 43.77. So he's improved his personal best by over 7 meters, nearly 8. And that was certainly a highlight of the day, and there were so many. Hope you've enjoyed the action. We're just drawing to a close now, wrapping things up at the National Stadium. Lots of good sessions still to come, though. Another warm evening, hoping for slightly cooler weather in the days ahead. Well, just the raw emotions we're seeing. Records aren't just being broken, they're being smashed. And the joy of competition evident on the faces of our athletes. I hope you've been enjoying it at home. We're just having a whale of a time here at the National Stadium in Tokyo, and lots of sessions still to come. So hope you can be with us as we continue the 2020 Paralympic Games from Tokyo. For the moment, we'll leave you from the National Stadium.